What's happening? Of course, you know it's your boy B Hot Radio. Shout out, stepping in the building. I got friends and family members to the show off in this thing. Some Texas icons and legends. Bun B, Cory, Mo, Trill. What the hell's going on, fellas?
What's going on, man? It's good to be back in there.
Hey, man, I'm glad to have y'all back in this thing. Now, I mean, fellas, we coming back talking about way more Trill. I mean, is this gonna be way more Trill than the first Mo Trill we got?
That's why the title is implying it. You know what I'm saying? That was the purpose.
Okay, so with that being said, Cory, I'm gonna come to you first on the production side, because I know as a producer, you had to already have a mindset of where you wanted this soundtrack to go. Now I see that you done collab with a lot of folks on this thing as well.
Oh, yeah.
So what was going into your mind trying to make this project way more Trill, sir?
Man, I'm just trying to make it better than the first one, man.
Okay.
You know, so linking up with Bun is always an easy thing to do. You know, we be in and out. It don't take him but a second to jot them verses down, and we get to sending them to who we hear on it, and you know, a couple days later it come back ready to go.
Okay.
And I'm straight to mixing and mastering on that thing.
Bun, I gotta ask you something, because you know, this go round, you back in here with a Grammy-winning producer this time. I mean, did he have the big
Say it again.
head, or
Say
did
it
he keep
again.
it real, or did he keep it Trill, or was he way more Trill this time?
Look at his head. Look, man, you know, all props and all flowers to Cory Mo, you know what I'm saying, for being a part of an amazing project, creating an amazing song with Mike for his project. But no, man, Cory Mo got to bring it down a little bit. He just got to bring it down a little bit. But you know, this the only thing Cory Mo has ever beat me to.
What?
Like,
Yeah.
he got the Grammy before I did.
My God, my
You know what I'm
God.
saying? And he won't stop telling me that.
See, you won't stop telling him that?
That's
Cory?
all good because I share it with him, so it's all good.
Okay.
Man, don't share nothing. That's on his shelf. Ain't on my shelf. I don't know what he talking about. He ain't cut it in half.
Exactly. But what was your mindset going into this Way Mo Trill project? Because see, the last Mo Trill project was crazy. I thoroughly enjoyed that one. So I'm expecting this one to be just as crazy. I done already heard a few snippets from it. The song with La Russell is going crazy. You know I'm here for the one with Young Dro as well.
Right.
So what was your mindset going back into the studio for this one?
Well, again, like Cory said, we just wanted to make sure that this project gave people everything that the first project gave them and then some.
Yeah.
And, you know, for me, I always have people that I've worked with before, people I have relationships with, you know, so Ball and G, Juicy J, Project Pat, people like that, you know. We've had relationships with these people, Jazzy Faye, for years now, decades with some of these people. But I also like bringing new artists in that, you know, a lot of times Cory don't even know about these artists. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that was fun to bring in La Russell. He might have knew about La Russell.
Yeah.
You know, we brought in Akeem Ali, 24 hours, you know what I'm saying? And just make sure that we connected with the next generation, you know, bridge the gap.
Exactly. Bun, why is that so important for you to bridge that gap? Because a lot of OGs won't bridge the gap. They just tell the gap to go to hell.
Well, I came up with OGs that did that.
Okay.
So I came up with people like Jay Prince, with like Too Short, like E40, you know what I'm saying, like Scarface, Willie D, you know, people that, you know, pull your coattail, give you some game, make sure you're not making the wrong moves, keep you in the right direction. So because I was brought in the game like that and I was taught like that, I try to do the same thing. I can't speak for nobody else about it. I just do what I feel I need to do because when I answer to the call of being the OG, that come with something.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm just trying to make sure I do my part for the culture.
Who was the OG, and this is for both of y'all too as well, who was the OG that pulled your coattail, Bun, and kept you in the right track?
Oh, for me it was Jay Prince, because in the beginning it was as a group member, you know what I'm saying? Like, make sure you're always holding your man down, you know what I'm saying? Then it became as a solo artist, you know what I'm saying? Taking a leadership position. He had walked me through that. Now I'm an entrepreneur. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of things that I've learned from him that translate from the way we handled music business to the way we handle food business. So the professionalism, the courtesy, the maturity. So no, I was always, you know, lucky to have people like that in my corner. But if I had to say one in particular, it would definitely be Jay Prince. I learned a lot working with that brother.
I'm with you on that. Cory.
Pretty much the same road, man. I grew up watching Scarface and Pimp and Bun and Big Mike, and you know what I mean? So I would always I would be around those guys at such a young age, 15, 16 years old. I used to chase behind Face and Big Mike and show up where they show up, and just, you know, Devin. And so, you know, of course, Pimp taught me a lot, and, you know, watching Bun and being on the road with him, man, you know, that's pretty much my OGs.
Cory Mo, when you went into this Way Mo Trill project, did you have any pressure coming off of the Grammy to say, you know what, I got to make sure that this Bun album is jamming harder than this Mike album?
Man, it's never no pressure working with this guy for some reason. I just cook it up, send it. If he give me a thumbs up, I'm going to be expecting a verse. If he give me a thumbs down, I ain't going to see nothing. So I keep on sending until I get a bunch of thumbs up, man.
Okay.
Look, let me tell you something about this, man.
Get in here, Bun.
This man was ready to work on this project. He came in knowing he had a lot of pressure from having such a high accolade. Yeah. And I wanted to make sure that he didn't leave the best that he had with Mike. You know what I'm saying? But I got to give him his cards. You know, he came with it. You know, he really came with it on this album. And, you know, not just himself. He partnered with some other people, and not just with features as far as verses, but with producers. We had Legend Ray Murray, you know what I'm saying? We had Memphis, homeboy, been a brother of mine for a long time, another legend, you know what I'm saying? Drummer boy, Fresh, you know what I'm saying? Toomp on this thing, you know, me and Toomp go way back. We a little older, you know what I'm saying? We're a little more mature, so we go back. But they all brought their own specialties and their, you know, their own specific vibe to this project. So we had a lot of great, amazing people contribute to this project.
Were these studio sessions, or were y'all emailing these tracks and files?
It was a little bit of both.
Talk to me about that right there.
So I would, for the most part, let me tell you what Cory would do. Cory would see I was coming in town. Be, hey man, what y'all doing? Y'all come by the studio, let's smoke a little something, hang out. Then I get to the studio, pull up, he got something on the board already.
Well,
you know what I'm saying? Man, go on, knock that out right quick.
I'm sick of you, Cory.
I may come in town, I may be here for something, but I try not to call Cory because I already know he gonna have some kind of scheme. So I'll be like, hey man, I need to come over there and lay a verse right quick. Can I come in? Yeah, man, come on through. Let's smoke something. Hang out. You know what I'm saying?
Come on.
Same little shit. I go and do my verse. All right, Cory, man, I appreciate it. Hold on before you leave right quick. Let me play you one of these little Scooby snacks, as he likes to say. That's his little term, them Scooby snacks.
I'm with that. I'm with that.
And either get my attention or I get the queen attention. The next thing you know, I'm in there. He's like, come on, man. It ain't going to take you nothing about 10, 15 minutes to write that and drop that thing right quick.
I mean, but is he cooking it up that damn fast in there, Cory Mo?
Bro, it don't make no sense, man. All these years, from his first project, Trill, 2005, that came out. It's the anniversary of Trill.
Come on.
All the way to now, the same exact speed, the same pattern, the same. He'll just sit there on his phone for 10 minutes, bro. It could be kids talking. It could be the TV going. It could be niggas smoking. It's still finna take 10 minutes to write the verse. I can't believe it still.
That's crazy. I mean, linking up with Ball and Gito on this thing, man. I mean, what was that camaraderie like in putting that down?
That's the usual suspects.
Okay.
Right there. Typically, when I'm doing a project, I'm always looking to work with Ball and G.
Okay.
These are my contemporaries. These are my brothers. We've been out here for a long time, and we're still contributing. You know what I'm saying? So whenever I'm doing a project, I always look to them, one, because I can count on them as far as time, as far as quality of product, you know what I'm saying?
Thanks.
But then also, man, I like working with people that I enjoy working with. I don't want to work with people just because they hot, because they got a buzz, because people like Paul and G been here for 30 plus years. And they still book damn near every weekend. They still out there dropping projects and dropping merch and dropping beer, whatever you name it, they own it, you know what I'm saying? And I like to work with them so everybody can see that, you know, UGK is still represented, Ball and G is still represented out here in these cultures. And not just these youngsters like Cory Mo.
Exactly.
Not just the cheering. You know what I'm saying?
The cheerers. I mean, speaking of one of the cheerers, though, La Russell, though, man. I mean, he's one of my favorite independent artists right now, too. And his motion is just crazy. What was it like linking up with him? And he also has a positive vibe about himself.
Well, you know, he represents that do-it-yourself spirit. You know what I'm saying? That a lot of people really are grabbing hold of right now. If you're an artist, this is the perfect time for you to take full control of your future. And, you know, there's so much more money that's available to artists now than we ever had available. We used to have to drop 12 songs in one place. Now you can drop one song in 12 places.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of money available. So I can understand why artists don't run to a record label off the top. You know, they can make a direct connection to their fan base.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Feed them music, feed them merchandise, feed them concerts. And a Russell is a great example of that. You know what I'm saying? From the business model of, you know, working with some companies like Even.biz where you can kind of let people decide what they want to pay.
Yeah.
You know, some people will underpay, some people will overpay.
Exactly.
So these things typically work out. You know, that's smart thinking. The way he produces concerts, allowing people to become even more inclusive of what he's doing.
Are you going to the backyard?
I mean, I wouldn't mind going to the backyard. It would be a pool party.
Yeah.
But I can't do no pool party like Boosie and they'll be doing. You know what I'm saying? That ain't the particular pedigree that we do. We bring the aunties and uncles out. But the food gonna be good. I will tell you that. If I do the pool party, the food gonna be busted.
Come on now. Come on now.
Bring some Trill Burgers in there.
You know, we just had the Verzuz over the weekend.
Yes.
You know, I had a chance to chop it up with Turk. You know, they working things out on their side. So, you know, it's more to come, you know. But what were y'all's thoughts on the Verzuz, seeing No Limit and Cash Money go at it? And then, Bun, you already have done a verse. So how did you feel, you know, watching somebody else do what you already did? But then I was pissed because I would have liked to have seen Meal Ticket perform, sir. So, hey, break about something. I mean, talk to me, Bun.
Well, you know, you can't, first of all, you can't be biased because I've done songs with both sides.
Facts.
So that would have been a little complicated on that
Running
side.
from both sides of the stage.
Right. But, you know, I would have liked to seen it done in a different city.
Yeah.
That's just my personal thing. Like, we had to pick a city that was neutral to both. And I guess on its head, you know, Las Vegas is neutral to both of them. I will say this, though, man. This is good for hip-hop. This is good for the culture, for people that have worked so hard to build their respective legacies, to get up there and celebrate those legacies, and to see not only older people in the audience, but younger people in the audience appreciating what they seeing. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the big records that mark our lifetimes were played during that. You know what I'm saying? I remember coming back to play songs like Bout It for people, and them like, what is this? I'm like, trust me, this for them, just give it a month or two, you'll understand. You know what I'm saying? So I'm happy for Cash Money to celebrate their legacy. I've been there with them from the beginning and watched them grow to what they've grown to. I've seen I've been with them since the beginning, watched them grow to what they've grown to, watched them go on Verzuz, get that check, you know what I'm saying? It probably was a little bit more than a regular check because they did it at Complex Con. So I know Complex Con had to kick in for that thing, you know what I'm saying? And now all those catalogs are reinvigorated. People are now listening to Cash Money again. People are listening to No Limit again. I'll be honest, for certain people in certain places, they never stop listening to that music, you know what I'm saying? But I would love to see more Southern acts be celebrated like that, you know what I'm saying? Y'all go do a Miami verse.
Come on now.
You know.
Come on. How did you feel, Cory?
I ain't gonna lie. Mia X killed it.
She did her thing.
She killed it. Snoop came out on the end. He killed it. He looked dead serious. He handled his business. Man, you know, it was real good energy, the whole thing, man.
Exactly. Bun, when you think about Cash Money from them early, humble beginnings, man, I mean, what were your thoughts being able to see some guys that you helped out get started early on become legendary status figures themselves?
We used to be 5 deep in the Magnum. I'm gonna keep it solid. The early days that he talking about, man, I used to fly down to New Orleans, man. It would be Baby, it'd be Slim, it'd be Manny, it'd be me, and it'd be BG. And we would be 5 deep in Manny's Magnum, driving around New Orleans. We would get up, we would go to Peaches. Shout out to Peach. We would go over to Peaches Records, you know what I'm saying, pull up. They would check on their consignment and things like that. We'd stop and get us a gallon of daiquiri. You know what I'm saying? We used to go to this little gas station and get shrimp burgers. And then go to the office, post up at the office, do some work, and then probably about 3, 4 o'clock, man, go hit that studio and be in that studio till, you know, 11, 12 o'clock at night, just watching Manny create these beats, watching these guys, you know, craft these songs and come up with this idea for the Hot Boys, because these were separate people. Because, you know, BG and Wayne had been a group, and Juvie was a group, and then they brought Turk in, and that's when they came up with the idea for the Hot Boys. And then, you know, the rest is history for all of them involved, for Slim, Baby Manny, and every hot boy. You know what I'm saying?
Being involved with both labels, though, what was that like for you too? You know, being able to say I work with Cash Money, and then you over there with No Limit making hits with them as well.
Right.
One of my favorites is "Break 'Em Off Something, Sir." I mean, can you talk to me about when you heard that track and you knew it was about to go down?
Well, Pimp made that track.
Okay.
So it's a funny story. So we was at the house, and this would normally happen. P would have a project that was pretty much done.
Yeah.
And he'd be like, no, we need one more. We need one more. So that's how UGK ended up on like Fiend's project and C Murder's project and all these other things. But with Murder's project particular, he wanted something hard. You know what I'm saying? Something raw, something rough. And so Pimp made the beat for Break You Off Something. Pimp produced that. And we laid the verses at the house, and then P left with it, and then he put C on it, and then Pimp cut the machine off. Like he made the beat on the ASR, we rapped to it, and then when P left with it, he cut the machine off. And as soon as he cut the machine off, he realized he had never saved it. And so there is no, and he realized he didn't make an instrumental or a cappella.
Yeah.
So you can do it now with AI. You can pull the vocals out and all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
But no, it was like as soon as he cut it off, he realized, damn, I didn't save it. Not that he needed it anymore because P had the master for it, but it was just the idea that he would have to reproduce it all over again, which is not a problem because I watched him do that before. He produced Quit Making the South 3 different times. You know what I'm saying? For 3 different albums before he felt it was the level of hate that he was speaking to was visible for everybody. It wasn't behind the scenes. We were aware they were hating on the South, but the world wasn't.
Yeah.
Then he realized, okay, everybody can see it now. Damn. And that's when we actually released it.
But, I mean, which brings me to another question. I mean, dealing with invisible hate, okay? It's visible to you, but it's invisible to everybody else. What is it like fighting against that, trying to make a name for yourself and build a career when you know you got some forces that are behind the scenes, you know, pushing against you?
You just got to push, B. I'm going to be very honest. You just got to push because you can't throw a pity party. Right?
No.
You can't throw a pity party sitting around here feeling sorry for yourself.
Come on.
Because I come from circumstances and what I know is people got it way worse. These are first world problems. You know what I'm saying? These are people with money worrying about things that don't necessarily stop them from paying their everyday bills.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? That's a first world problem. But that being said, you got to try to find ways to expose, if not the individual, the system or the process. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? While still pushing through. It doesn't mean that hate's ever going to stop. Like, you're lucky that your haters like are identifying themselves. You're very lucky if somebody hates out in the open in the public where it's very easy to identify. You know what I'm saying? It's worse when you're around people that you don't even realize are actually really hating on you. That's a problem. You know what I'm saying? Because you'll have so many people around you, and your idea is that these people will protect you from people, but if they're the enemy, who protects you from them? You know what I'm saying? So you got to really be careful about the circle you keep around you. You can't like for me, I'm not trying to make no new friends. You know what I'm saying? I'm really every year I feel like somebody need to go.
Wait, so you
cut them loose.
Wait a minute, hold on, boy. I understand I wanted to make new friends, but cutting off the ones you already got.
If we're not growing in the same way, if we're not growing in the same direction, we can't help each other, we don't benefit each other, what are we even friends for?
Yeah.
You know?
I feel that.
And with some people, I don't have to question that because we've already been through the things that qualify as what a friend or a brother would do.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Facts. But I got this dude. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. He ain't been around but about 24 years. I don't know what he on yet.
Man, I can't shake him loose, man. I
don't know what he really on. I'm still trying to figure it
out. Corbo. I mean, those 24 years with UGK, Bun B, everybody, man, what have those 24 years taught you and been like for you, sir?
Ooh, man. Non-stop pimping, man. Non-stop.
Non-stop.
I mean, more than just teaching me stuff as far as having morals and just being a good person and a good man and family man and all of that. But on the music side, man, these boys is serious business when it comes to how it's supposed to sound sonically.
Yeah.
So the post-production is just as important as the pre-production. So, you know what I mean? You just got to stay polished, man. You got to be on point. You got to be ready at the drop of a dime and just stay polished.
I'm with that. Bond, I got to ask you this, though, too, working closely with P and Baby and seeing them from the CEO perspective. I mean, what was it like for them watching them early on trying to grow a grassroots movement into a major movement?
Both of them were extremely determined. That I can tell you without a question.
Okay.
Both of them were extremely determined to be successful. Even P, I remember him literally saying, if they let me in the door, I'm finna get everything they got. And it was, I remember he came and brought the toy.
Yeah.
And I was like, who want a doll? Like, people wanted a doll. And then next thing you know, the doll was sold out everywhere.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The man made movies, toys, merchandise, everything he said he was going to do. He was going to do.
Yeah.
I think the beauty of Cash Money was the ability of recognizing that Wayne was a generational talent, nurturing that to the point of him becoming the biggest artist in the world, and then giving him room to bring in talent that he was finding to the table, like a Nicki Minaj and like a Drake. You know what I'm saying? So not only spotting, talent was a skill set. Slim is very, very good at spotting talent. Stunner is very good at nurturing talent. You know what I'm saying? And they keep these people in the studio in a productive state, right? Where we just not hanging out. We look, if you want to play video games, just play them in the studio.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because we want you to stay productive as an artist.
Co-signing a young Drake and then seeing him go on to be the $400 million man and then turn around and say, you know what?
Is it just 400?
Well, I'm saying he pushing the $1 billion man now.
Right.
What were your thoughts when you saw that man turn around and say, you know what, I'm going to stand up against the industry and I'm going to file a lawsuit and take these folks to court over the Kendrick situation?
I don't really know the ins and outs of it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not signed to the label. I'm not signed to any label right now. I'm independent. But I feel like if people got something they need to stand on, then stand on it.
Yeah.
I can't tell you what to do and what not to do. If you feel that's something you need to do, you need to go on and do it. You know what I'm saying? Otherwise, you're not going to sleep good at night. It don't matter if you're right or wrong, win or lose. Sometimes you just need to do what you feel you need to do and get that off your chest,
Moving independently now, how do you feel about that? Because now versus then, I mean, it would have been a lot more difficult to move independently because now we got all of this product we got to press and make and all this stuff.
Right.
But now we got this digital world to where you could almost be dropping a way more Trill every other month if we needed to around this thing.
Well, you got to understand the nature of the industry, right? And you have to understand where you stand in those spaces. You may not need everything that a record label has to offer, right? But you may still need help with radio. You may still need help with product development. You know what I'm saying? So it's sometimes you need a team, right? You may not need a full label, but you still need people to fill those positions. So if a record label isn't the right place for you, maybe a distribution deal. You know what I'm saying? A partnership situation might be the best thing for you. Some people specialize in that. They may not work for a record company, but they have those divisions, right, that you would need from a record company without the same kind of financial commitment that a record label would want you to sign yourself into.
I feel that.
You know
I feel that. I mean, they might get you into places like the rodeo, but I mean, Bond, he does the rodeo by himself every year, and it looks like he's the owner of it now.
No.
He killing them with them burgers, man.
But it's a very big misconception for people on the outside. The rodeo is 21 days long. Okay. I only have one night. I've only ever done one night. You know what I'm saying? I haven't even got the call if I'm doing next year yet. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But for the past 4 years, man, we put on a high level of production, and we we've enjoyed not only being able to bring the music to the space, but bringing the burgers to the space, so that there's not only the inside experience on one day, but there's an outside experience for all 21 days.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So we do real good with the burgers over there. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even, we do, and we do and we do the tenders too. You know what I'm saying? So, but being able to put that much culture on that stage for me was very important. You know what I'm saying? Every year my wife was like, okay, we need to put these people and these people. This concert typically would have anywhere from 72 to 75,000 people. And many artists have not performed in front of that many people. I hadn't performed in front of it. Well, I did Glastonbury one time, but as far as a Bun B show, I had never had a Bun B show with 70,000 plus people. And the blessing of me being able to have that opportunity was something we felt the need to pass on. So that's why every year we would try to put other people on the stage. Now, some of them, like Drake, like Nelly, these people are very famous. They perform in front of tens of thousands of people all the time. But maybe Big Mike has never performed in front of that many people. Maybe Youngster or Zero, you know what I'm saying? Maybe those people haven't performed in front of that many people before. But I feel like those people deserve that opportunity. Those people are loved and highly revered by people all over the world. So we were honored to share that stage with other people.
But what is it like for you being able to empower your fellow artists at the same time, to give them a platform to showcase their talent, to boost up their streams and give them the opportunity to be more relevant? What's
a blessing that you keep to yourself? What good is that? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got to pass that thing on. You know what I'm saying? If I don't lift you up, when I'm down, there's nobody to lift me up. You know what I'm saying? So that's the whole thing. I got to get as many people that are worthy of the position to be elevated. I got to put them in that position, because it's in the same way that I can pull some people up. If we properly place these people in a position of power, they too will pull people up.
Facts. Trill Burgers Bun. I mean, we've watched it just grow into a flat-out phenomenon out here, man. What has this journey been like for you on the business side?
It's been amazing, man, because it's giving me a different type of passion. Like, I got to wake up in the morning, I got to answer emails, I got to answer text messages, I got to make phone calls. I got to, look at different people give me books to read every different week, right? Because there are different things that I'm learning that I'm not as prepared for as I was in the music business. Now, there are a lot of things that translate, right? But there are also some things that are very specific to what we're doing, what we're trying to build. And there are people that have been able to build these things before. So, my partner just had a meeting with Danny Meyer, the creator of Shake Shack. And I talked with the team over from, Bob's Hot Chicken and different people like that who have built these things from the ground up, scaled their business up to the point where they get that, 7-figure, 8-figure. Sometimes, if you like Dave's Hot Chicken, you get that 10-figure valuation.
Come on now.
You know what I'm saying? I believe this company has the potential for that, but we got to keep our arms wrapped around it and treat it like a baby. It's only 4 years old. You know what I'm saying? So we can't assume that everything's going to go like everything else. This is a very young business, so we got to be very careful, scale properly, but give us some time, man. You know what I'm saying? We'll get to where we're trying to get.
Being a businessman, is this something that you set out for just outside of music? Like, hey, man, I'm going to just create a business and go out here and just diversify my portfolio?
Well, it was something that needed to happen. You know what I'm saying? I stepped into a professional space ever since I started doing my solo albums and moving in that career. I had to take the lead to keep doors and opportunities open, not just for myself, but for Pimp and I. You know what I'm saying? So that when he came home from prison, we were still viable as artists. But once you get into that entrepreneur business mode, once you start really focusing on the money, I didn't really focus on that. We made good money. So as long as I had enough money to do what I wanted to do, I really wasn't tripping. But once I became a leader and other people's opportunities were built around me and the money that they were able to bring home to their family, I was responsible for that. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't want to leave nobody behind. So I had to reprioritize some things and focus on things, because now I'm the leader, I'm the boss. So, not only do I need to be in a position, I got to keep my people in position or put people in position. You know what I'm saying? And so that's been my mentality since like 2005. I really locked into that. And 20 years later, we've taken everything we've learned learned from business on the music side, figured out what translates to business just in general, where it's just about having a product properly presented, and it doesn't matter whether it's a album or a burger.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's about the service. You know what I'm saying? That kind of a thing. Now I understand business a little bit better. So now the more I learn about business, I wonder do I have any of this in my skill set already?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, do I understand these things, or do I need to lock in and make sure I have a really good understanding of this? Because I can't assume that everybody has my best interest. Even my partners, I have great partners.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But they're reading things, they're learning things, they're making calls, they're understanding things more. So I want to understand everything that everybody else involved with my business knows, so I don't have to ask questions. And I don't want to be left behind.
What was the biggest aha moment you experienced in business so far?
Well, one, when I had to realize I didn't know what I thought I knew. Right? That was the thing. I didn't really understand everything I thought I understood, so I had to really lock in on that, specifically as a solo artist.
Yeah.
Right? And then I think the idea of collaboration. Right? You got to be willing to work with people, bring different people in, people that specialize in things that you don't specialize in. That way you don't leave customers out of what you're trying to produce for people. And that goes for food and music. Look at Way More Trill. We bring in a lot of different collaborators who bring different flavor. When you invite this person and that person, it kind of shifts the narrative of what you would normally do. And now you're all right, well, let's find out what I have and Akeem Ali have and 24 Hours have in common, and let's touch on that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it makes the process easier, and you bring more people in, because now instead of just relying on my fan base, we get to bring 24 Hours fans in. We get to bring Akeem Ali fans in, La Russell fans, Ball and G. All of these people have viable fan bases. You know what I'm saying? So you know, it ain't no fun if my homies can't get
Come on down.
You know what I'm
Come
saying?
on down. Way More Trill, Cory Mo. I mean, every other week I'm looking on my Instagram and I'm seeing you pop up at Stankonia, okay? What's going on in these sessions with all of this production that's going on in there, Cory?
Man, I'm just coming in there being creative. I hit up my boy Ray. Hey, man, what you doing? Pull up. You know what I mean? Sleeping them in there. We just instantly get to cooking, catching
What's
the
vibe like in there with Organized Noize, Cory Mo?
Man, it's nothing like it, man. It's nothing like it. Organized Noize, when I go to Stankonia, believe it or not, I feel like I'm back in Texas. Out of all the studios I go to, when I go to Stankonia, it feel like I'm back at the crib.
Crazy.
Because they all keeping it funky. They got them live funky bass lines. They pulling out the keys and the organs and the guitars, and they making it sound how it's supposed to sound up in that Stankonia, man. So, you know, shout out to Organized Noize, Big, Dre, you know, Killer.
Exactly.
Everybody keeping it funky over there.
How did it impact y'all when Rico Wade passed, man?
It was rough. I had known Rico for many, many years. I remember I lived in Atlanta in '95 for a year, and I remember getting very close with Dre and Reek at that time and being invited over to the original Dungeon, which was surreal because I had seen it on TV in the video, and I'm literally walking through Miss Wade living room, you know what I'm saying? They playing, I wanted to say it's playing Madden on the TV, and then you go downstairs and like I remember the basement was like half done. You know what I'm saying? And the majority of the walls in there were like real Atlanta red clay. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, there's a lot of history in these walls, and it's impossible for these people in this room with this Georgia red clay around them and not represent their city the way they do. You know what I'm saying? And Reek was not just a great producer, but a great leader of men. A great eye and ear for talent. You know what I'm saying? He brought a lot of people to the heights of fame, to the heights of production, to the heights of their lyrical ability, and he never stopped being Reek. That's one thing about Rico Wade. If you saw him at any 2 points in his life, you saw the same man. It don't matter if it was 17 or 37. It don't matter if it was 22 or 42. At whatever 2 points you saw him, he was the same brother. You know, the same energy.
Come on.
And he always wanted to motivate you and energize you and uplift you and just, man, you could do it. Anytime you was around Reek, you could not be down on yourself.
Yeah,
you cannot be doubtful. You know what I'm saying? He would give you that confidence, because if Rico Wade didn't exude anything else, he exuded confidence.
Facts. I want to ask you this, Bun. I mean, being in a group like UGK, I'm pretty sure there were times that you and the Pimp didn't see eye to eye.
Yeah.
How did y'all resolve those issues? And was there ever any time when you were like, you know what, we might not ever see eye to eye again because this is going too far?
No, I wouldn't say that. I saw things that I didn't like.
Yeah.
And I would vocalize that sometimes, and he would do the same. But even at the moments where maybe we weren't proud of what the other one were doing, we didn't let that get in the way of family business.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We never really argued like that. Like, we never argued in the studio, because there was no reason to argue in the studio. He would do the beats, I would do my verse, we would figure out the hook or whatever, but we always knew how to defer to different people in different situations. That being said, you know, we didn't live in the same city for many years. Which didn't really interrupt friendship or business. Yeah. But we started growing in different directions. And there were things I saw that I didn't really like, and I didn't want to be a part of it. So I separated myself, and then there were things that he saw maybe that he didn't appreciate. Yeah. So he kept himself separate. But we never really were mad at each other. Yeah. We just had to let each other live their life. We realized, look, that's a grown-ass man. Yeah. As long as he show up for work, and we can get the job done, I don't really have a problem. Okay. You know, he got to live how he got to live. I got to live like I got to live. You know what I'm saying? So I don't care really what you do Monday through Friday. We got work Saturday, you show up and I show up and we do what we need to do, we good. Yeah. We don't have to really over-talk that stuff. But I do remember, you know, like maybe 2 days before he passed, we had a tough conversation. Yeah. We had to talk through some things, and we got past that, and we realized, okay, well, all right, well, let's get back to it. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, we on the same page about it. Let's get back to it. And the man was gone in 2 days. My God. I'm glad that we had that talk. I'm glad the last thing I told him was I love you. The last thing he told me was I love you too, Pee Wee. Yeah. And I have that closure. I feel if I don't have nothing else, and everybody didn't get that closure. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So.
I asked that because in the case of a Turk and a BG, what kind of advice would you have for them to be able to work it out or come back together?
They got to be in a room alone. Yeah, like men have to be in a room alone with each other. Yeah, right. Sit at the table across from each other
with the egos aside.
Look, here's the thing: when two men sit across from each other, there's an understanding that one of us could probably whoop the other one. Yeah. We got to get past that part of it just to sit down. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And then it ain't even for some people, even if I know you can whoop me, don't mean I'm not going to fight you.
Exactly. That ain't gonna be easy.
Right. No, you'll probably win, but you're going to have to fight me as hard as you ever fought somebody. You know what I'm saying? But I think there's a lot of love there. They done been through too much together. Yeah. They don't hate each other. They just, again, not seeing eye to eye. Yeah. And I can't say if anybody has anybody on their side in their ear. Yeah. But what I will say is that when men have a disagreement, they have to sit alone with each other to get to the bottom of it. Yeah. Because it's a lot of pain there. Like, I'm sure there's a lot of awkward memories that they both have about everything that's happened. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And you know, different people might believe, well, you know, I think I'm seeing this way and you seeing that way. Yeah. And I don't think that's right.
I feel that.
Type of thing. But I always say this, man, get it right before somebody pass.
I feel that.
Like, get this, whatever all this little stuff is that y'all talking about, man, and y'all going through, man, get through that. Don't make up at the funeral. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Don't make up at the funeral.
You couldn't have put it no better than that one, Bond. You couldn't have put it no better than that. On the trending side of things, on topics, I mean, they're saying that we might not see Diddy free again until 2028. What are y'all thoughts about his whole situation and the whole circus behind the court trial and everything else?
I don't know about any of that type of stuff. I choose to hold my judgment on that. But I will say this: I remember Pimp saying that, you know, when you go to jail, your family go to jail. You know, it's not just you. Everybody, your life is on pause. Yeah. And everything about you and your family is on pause until you come back home. That's right. You'll learn how to survive inside. They'll have to learn how to survive outside. but everybody is dealing with the fact that you're not home no more. So, you know, I pray for the family. The babies ain't got nothing to do with this.
Yeah.
You know, them little girls ain't got nothing to do with this. And, you know, kids need their daddy. And I just pray for the family, you know. You know, I don't get involved in what he did with people or whatever, but there's always children at home that don't understand a lot of these things. They just want their mama or their daddy at home, you know?
Exactly. I mean, in this life, it is nothing but a journey. I mean, Cory, Mo, what do you feel like has been guiding you throughout your life to keep you on that straight path to Grammys, sir?
Tell me so I can get there.
Man, I'm a mama's boy, man. So, you know what I mean? I just listen to my moms.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I always make sure that every decision I make, you know what I mean, there's some morals involved. And, you know what I mean? If she see it, she ain't going to hit me upside the head. So, I try to keep
raised right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I try to keep it straight and narrow, man.
I always tell people, whenever you walk in a room, imagine your mom in there.
Yeah.
You won't talk like you normally would.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
So when you walk in a room and you need to handle business, and just imagine your mom is at the table too.
Exactly. What has been guiding you though, Bond?
My wife, really, over the last, I would say 25 years.
Shout out to Queenie.
Yes,
Just allowing somebody's outside opinion to be heard and giving it an opportunity to have a voice. You know what I'm saying? And shit, like, you know, it became to a point where, like, she would always say, I think you should do it this way. And I was like, well, you know, we've been doing it this way. And then, like, one time, we're like, you know what, let's just do it her way.
Yeah.
And then it worked. And then we tried it again. And then I was just, you know what, just run it by her first. See what she thinks.
Straight
You know
up.
what I'm saying? It's a lot easier. Because sometimes you need that outside opinion. When we make music as an artist, we might be caught up in making music for ourselves. And then take my wife coming in like, yeah, but y'all ain't made nothing for nobody to shake their ass to. Like, and I don't know why you talking about that, because you grown, you don't do that no more, no way. You know what I'm saying? So every now and then you need a voice of somebody that can, you know, remind you to stay humble and stay focused and be exact the way you need to be. Now, if we doing right, she gonna tell us, now that's jamming. Yeah. That's a good song. But she'll also be like, you know what, y'all might need somebody. Why don't y'all put Mona Leo on that song? You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, and it's 6 months before people even know who Mona Leo is. And now the record is out. She's one of the biggest things in the game right now. So, you know, if you got a good person, could be a man or woman, somebody that typically make good decisions and don't lose track of what the goal is, you might want to take their opinion every now and then just to see if it fit. It wouldn't really hurt.
Now,
she basically A&R'd the project.
My God.
Yeah.
Now, I ain't mad at
the last one, too.
Yeah.
Answer me this though, fellas. This whole AI thing. They just had an AI artist hit for $3 million. I mean, how do y'all feel like AI will disrupt this music industry moving forward, or every industry? Because I mean, are y'all using AI with Trill Burgers as well to do some back office stuff or anything, or don't get rid of all the waiters and next thing you know you got robots?
I will tell you this. I feel like I'm from a generation, and I represent a generation that's still, for the most part, trying to live in an analog world as much as possible. Yeah. You know, we utilize the digital world for business, for communication, and that type of thing. But at the end of the day, somebody got to get on stage and perform this stuff. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I know, you know, if you go to Korea, if you go to China, Japan, they're more engaged in this type of connection with a digital variation of a person. Yeah. Where they don't really need the physical individual to be there. You know what I'm saying? So I just don't think that we live in that culture. I feel like if we spend money on somebody and we go to a concert, we want to see that person. Women want to see chest dripping through a boy's shirt. Dudes want to see somebody's backside shaking. Like, I need to see some titties and some booty, because that's what I paid for, whatever it is, right? I'm just being real. All of this visual and music, that's cool. That passes the time. Right? But when it comes down to, like, actually having an evening out in a space, we want human connection. You know what I'm saying? That's typically what we go outside for, is human connection. Because what will happen if we lean too much into this, then we will only want to see the world through that lens. And then now we're just all at home on screens, and that's how we communicate with everybody.
Exactly.
Because eventually they're gonna figure out how to tell you how to get a nut.
Oh man,
with AI.
Lord,
well, they already were just saying they was adding that to Chat GPT. You got folks trying to marry the AIs now too.
What?
Yeah, it's getting real.
Well, look, if
on,
you're looking for an
man.
emotional connection with something that doesn't argue with you, they give you everything you want.
Got some pretty damn good answers.
But, you know what I'm saying? I don't mind arguing with my woman every now and then because she cook good, she look good,
exactly.
she do other things good. So, you know, a little arguing or whatever gonna always end up into something else.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So,
come on.
yeah, I don't know. I need I need physical human connection.
I feel that.
You know what I'm saying?
Bro.
And I feel like the people that I make music for,
yeah.
I feel like they still, you know, live in that world where they want that physical human connection. I'm not saying y'all could be touching me like that, but what I'm saying is we want to be in the same space with people. There's a feeling that we get when a group comes together and we're all on the same vibe.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I just don't think AI can replicate that. AI can't replicate what food tastes like.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So somebody still got to get in their kitchen to cook.
Come
so
on.
I feel like Trill Burgers is going to be okay on that
Damn
side.
right.
But if there are some type of technological advances that leads to running the business side of a company better, we'll look into that.
I feel that.
You know what I'm saying? But as far as that grill in that kitchen, that's analog. We need hands on.
Exactly.
I don't think it's fair, man, when it comes to the music and the AI. The fact that you can put something in that's mediocre and hit a button and it come out a whole nother way and a whole nother voice and a whole, like, come on, man.
It don't work. It don't work when they get on stage.
Yeah.
Oh,
they can bluff you with this music, right?
Sure
They can
right.
get you through with all of that, and that's fine. They can bluff you with the videos, and that's cool. I'm not knocking none of that.
Oh, yeah, you
but
hit
at
that
some
stage,
point,
it's over.
at some point, somebody got to get on stage.
True.
Facts.
Because I'm not paying no money to go to a concert venue and look at a screen.
That's
We
crazy.
could have done that on Apple
Come
TV.
on, exactly.
Like, we ain't doing all that.
Come on now.
So
No,
I don't outright knock it because I know there is some sorts of benefit depending on the type of business that you do.
Yeah.
But I'm an artist. A big part of what I do is performance.
Yeah.
So to be fair, ever since Pro Tools started, people been cheating in the studio.
Facts.
Ever since Auto Tune started, people been cheating in the studio.
Yeah.
This is not a new thing.
Yeah. True.
Right? This is not a new part of the industry. We've been bluffing people for a while now.
Come on now.
You know what I'm saying? But at some point, somebody got to get on stage. Milli Vanilli.
And put on the
You
show.
know what I'm saying?
Come on.
And so if you cheat in the studio, there's only so much you can cheat on stage.
That's right.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
right.
Pro Tools can only save you so much on stage.
Come on now.
Because a lot of these shows are run on Pro Tools.
Yeah.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? But
That's
if
true.
you know, if somebody unplugged the computer,
Milli Vanilli.
you know what I'm saying? So
You see what I'm saying?
we'll just see what happens.
Yeah.
We'll just see
Yeah.
what happens.
Okay,
You
yeah.
know, I don't knock the audience because that's really where the argument comes in. Because we complain about certain things, but there's an audience that loves it. There's an audience that spends money and time on it.
Yeah.
So if you don't think like the audience thinks, then the music is probably not being made for you.
Yeah.
There's a reason why 50-year-old people and 20-year-old people typically don't like each other's music because they're not speaking to them.
Yeah.
A 50-year-old artist really doesn't speak to a 20-year-old person's struggle. I can only talk to you about what you should be avoiding.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And a 20-year-old person can't really speak to a 50-year-old. All he can do is make him reminisce about how wild he was when he was young.
Facts.
You know what I'm
Facts.
saying? It's different. Different ages appreciate different things.
Facts.
If I was 20, I would be a Young Boy fan, I'm sure, like everybody else.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I would be out there like, because I was wild
Young
when I
boy.
was 20. I was strapped. I was selling things I shouldn't have been selling. You know what I'm saying? Packing what I shouldn't have been packing.
Yeah.
Smoking what I shouldn't have been smoking.
Come on now.
Out there with it. So at 20, that would have spoke to me.
Exactly.
But as a person that's had to navigate this world and knowing what making bad decisions at 20 can get you,
Woo.
you know, having to raise children through 20.
Come on.
And now I got grandkids headed through 20. I don't know if that's where I want them to be because that's not really well, I mean, look, my granddaughter's birthday this week, and the Young Boy show is tomorrow in Houston, and
you got to pull up.
they're going. I'm not going.
Okay.
They're going. But I did let the venue security know
Yeah.
Keep an eye on Sweet. Whoop-de-whoop.
Exactly. I mean, how do you feel about NBA Youngboy taking over and dominating and doing his thing right now?
I don't see why anybody would have a problem with somebody that's saying what people want to hear. That's the reality about the music industry. Yeah. Everybody got opinions about things. If 50 million people like it, you might need to just go somewhere else and listen to something else. Yeah. It's not for you, bro. Yeah. I can respect the connection he's making, the kind of numbers he's doing, the way he's selling out these shows. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's not just kids at these shows. You know what I'm saying? So the man is doing something right. He's speaking to whatever it is that these kids feel they're missing from this other entertainment. Everybody has a void that they feel needs to be filled with something. Yeah. And I feel for a lot of young people, he's filling that void for them. And if you don't feel it, then your void probably got filled 20, 30 years ago. Tupac probably did it for you, or DMX might have did it for you. You know what I'm saying? Young boy do it for them, man. If you don't appreciate it, you don't like it, that's cool. Just get the fuck out the way.
Come on.
Let the man get his paper. When nobody hating on you, well, they might have been hating on you because you sound like you a hater. But whatever it was, they let you get your bread. Yeah. They let you get your shine. You had your moment. I had my moment. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Let that man have his moment.
Come on. Mental health and hip hop. Gucci Mane was just talking about, fighting through it all and battling mental health issues throughout his career. During y'all darkest times, how did y'all crawl out of those mental health issues and get to wellness?
My wife brought me back to the church.
Okay.
Very, very simple. I've talked about it on the story.
Yeah.
It's very, very simple. Pimp got locked up. I didn't really understand what was going to happen. I was very confused. I was very depressed. I was doing a lot of drinking. I wasn't really focusing on anything I should have been focusing on. And she was like, you got to get right. You got to get back to closer to God. And she had a friend that was at a good church. And that friend took me to church. And this was 20 years ago. This is still my church.
Yeah.
It's actually 22 years ago now. And it's still my church. And I credit everything about where I'm at now by getting reconnected, and staying connected to a higher power. And the reason I say that, not to preach to nobody, but when you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, you ain't fucking off.
Facts.
And the best way to make sure you're doing what you need to do is to set up a system of principles that you live by. For some people, that's religion. For some people, it ain't. But you need to get off your bullshit and live right. You wondering why things ain't working for you, but you steady fucking off. You think because you did right Monday through Friday that you can fuck off Saturday and Sunday. There might be the moments where you need to lock the fuck in. Woo. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be bigger than yourself.
Yeah.
Men, I'm talking to you. You ain't gonna never get no real money unless you get smarter than your dick. I'm just telling you. You ain't gonna never get no real money.
Those are facts.
You'll miss money chasing women. You'll never miss women chasing money.
Come on.
Stay focused. Stay locked in. Give the shit some time. Maybe you ain't meant to be the shit at 22. Maybe you ain't meant to be the shit at 28. I'm 53, nigga. I'm living my best motherfucking life. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you could use up all your cool too motherfucking soon. Too early.
Yeah.
Everybody got a moment where they get to be famous.
Yeah.
Most people want to be famous when they're young, when they got the energy. I want to be famous when I'm old and I ain't got the energy and my money can move for me.
Come on now.
You know what I'm saying?
Come on now.
So I'm out here. People wonder like, man, Bumby, you here, you there, you there. Yeah, I'm trying to do all this shit while I can. When these legs give out, I need to be rich than a motherfucker.
Damn right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just being real. I'm trying to tell you something. At a certain point, man, shit is not going to work like it used to.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to use all my good years to stack, to build, to grow. You know what I'm saying? And then, if I hit that number a little early, I might Barry Sanders this shit and leave the game before my knees is done.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So I can enjoy it. So I can enjoy this shit.
Yeah. No, I'm with that. Cory Mo, what about you, man?
Man, I'm starting to realize the more positive that you are, positive things happen. You know what I mean? If you wake up with a positive attitude, if you walk around with a positive attitude, no matter if somebody call your phone and they bitching and whining and whoop-de-whoop, don't let that consume your energy.
Yeah.
Hang the phone up, get back to your positive thinking, and you're going to have a good day. Even if you flat broke or if it's something bad done happened, somebody passed away.
Yeah.
keep that positive energy going, man, and positive things happen.
That's that joy you hear people. When you talk about old people, tell you think, I just can't let nobody steal my joy. You're not going to steal my joy.
Exactly.
That's what he's talking about. That's exactly what he's talking about. Yeah. Good for you, Cory. I learned something, man. Thank you. Thank you, brother. I'm not, you know what? I got to be with you for the next 2 days. I'm not going to let you steal my joy. We're going to do these interviews with great people like V-High, and we're going to run these streets, you know what I'm saying, and promote this album. And I'm not going to let you steal. I'm going to get high, and I'm going to eat good food with Truck Buck, and I'm not going to let you steal my joy.
That's cool. Now, with that, I also want to ask on the other side, though, the mental health when everything's going right. Because, you know, it's called self-sabotage or something else. Talk to me,
I believe you got to take a grain of salt when it's good and when it's bad.
Okay.
My son is a great example of this, and Truck can speak to this because he know my boy. Brand, you never see Brandon get too excited.
Yeah.
And you never see him get too sad. And my son's been through a lot. He's rehabbing through he broke his leg in 5 places.
My God.
You know what I'm saying? And that was the first time I saw him hit a rough spot.
Yeah.
But he pushed right through.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got to be happy regardless.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So my mind, and maybe this is the way I think, but when shit is going bad for me, I get happy because I know if I just stay the course, my luck gonna change.
Yeah.
But as soon as shit started going good for me, I'll be like, all right, here come the bullshit.
Yeah.
I just prepare myself mentally. Like something, we're doing too good. We're too favored. We're too blessed right now.
Yeah.
So somebody is seeing this and don't like this. They might be in the physical, it might be in the spirit.
Ooh.
But somebody don't like what the fuck we doing right now.
Wait, on the spiritual side is a hater still?
Yeah, demons. They say demons and devils and all that type of shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when I do good, I'm like, okay, here comes some bullshit. Let's be still.
Yeah.
So we can be prepared, see what it is, and address it properly.
Exactly.
Don't catch us off guard.
Come on.
And then when shit go bad, I'll be like, well, shit, it's got to happen now. Third time's the charm. Might be 5th time. But we finna turn this corner. I can feel it. I can feel it.
Come on.
Sometimes these corners might be a little longer when you go around the mountain. And you be turning for a minute and as soon as you think it's straight, and motherfucker hit you with another curve. That's cool. That's cool because eventually you're going to end up on the straightaway.
Exactly. Texas connection to the ATL, man. I mean, for both of y'all done been in Atlanta to where we know y'all from Texas, but y'all get a lot of love in the A-town. Talk about that, man, being able to come to the A and feel like you're still at home.
Riding around this area, like I said, I lived here in 95.
Yeah.
So I remember what Peachtree and Underground Mall used to look like.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? From Edgewood. Like as soon as you turn,
yeah,
it was lit. That whole block. First you hit Atlanta, then you hit Little New York.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then you get the rest of the students. And I look and see like some of these things have changed for the worse. But Atlanta, as an overall, has changed for the better.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They used to have to scrap to get to it in Atlanta. Now it's low-hanging fruit getting to the money around here. I ain't gonna lie.
Easy.
And Atlanta is one of the places where you don't have to feel like you can't be as black as you are.
Facts.
I will give Atlanta that.
That's
you know
true.
what I'm saying? Like Atlanta is a city that, for the most part, allows you to be as black as you can handle.
Yeah.
Because if you get too black, somebody in Atlanta might handle you a certain way. So you can be as black as you want, as long as you can handle that level of blackness.
Get handled.
Right? You know what I'm saying? So,
exactly.
And that's the beauty of it, man. People don't have to compromise their culture in Atlanta.
Yeah.
That's something that I live in the city of Houston. Houston does not have the same cultural demographic as Atlanta does. And Atlanta don't feel the need to hide it.
Yeah.
Atlanta don't feel the need to suppress it.
Thanks.
You know what I'm saying? And I come here and I come to cities like Atlanta and cities like Washington, D.C., and you can take a breath of fresh air.
Yeah.
Because I know racism is here.
Yeah.
It's everywhere. But it's a little harder to find.
Yeah, exactly. When it's your people looking at you.
When you in a city full of your people.
Exactly.
You know, here's the beautiful thing. Like kids that go to Morehouse, kids that go to Pimp, college is already bad enough.
Yeah.
For a young person trying to navigate, you know, age, dating, grades, you know,
Facts.
all of that type of stuff. At least going to HBCU, you ain't got to worry about being called a nigga.
Exactly.
Like you gonna have some problems at a black university.
Yeah.
It won't be because you black.
Exactly.
Right? Whatever your problem is at the HBCU, it ain't gonna be because you black.
Yeah.
Unless you're too black. Like
Right. Well, unless you, but see, that get you in trouble outside off the yard.
Yeah.
That get you in real trouble once you step off the yard with that level of black. But the ACU, to be fair, the ACU ain't that what it used to be at 95. When I used to go around the ACU in 95, let's just say that element was a little more prevalent.
Oh yeah, university homes is what we called it.
You know what I'm saying? So, but no, man, Atlanta, it's a blessing to be a black man and a black woman in the city of Atlanta. There's a lot of things. Advantages, job opportunities, you know what I'm saying? You could be Shaniqua and still have your application read realistically and get that interview. You know what I'm saying? You can be Jamal. You can be Abdul. You can wear your hat most places. So Atlanta different, man. I give y'all credit. Atlanta different.
Now, I feel that. I mean, how did y'all feel when y'all saw Thug and Lucci squash their beef?
I think all beef being squashed is a pro. Yeah. Because, again, that's that collaboration. Yeah. Now, not only can the artists work together, people from the neighborhoods don't feel the need to beef and bump heads behind that type of shit because it never be the main people that get hurt, they get locked up. It always be the little people. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I never wanted none of my people to be crash test dummies. Yeah. Because if we go to war, I got to lead them into war. I can't send them into war. That's not how I'm built. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad that now Thug don't have to point the finger and Lucci don't have to point the finger and all that people went to prison for and whatever happened in the past is in the past. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Things get different when you separated from your family. Like, Thug had to go do his time, realize what it's like to be without your family. Lucci had to go do his time, realize what it's like to be without your family. And like Pimp said, man, we got to knock down these doors. If we young and rich and getting to the money, why are we really, really beefing? Yeah. Whatever we had issues about before, we should certainly have gotten over that because we both rich.
Being a young man and the Pimp going at it with folks, what was that like for you? Because if Pimp C had a problem with an artist that you might not have necessarily had a problem with, how was that navigating that time?
We got to go to war. Yeah. And I don't like having to say that. I didn't like having to live it. But the reality is that that's my brother. Yeah. I'm not going to always agree with my brother. You know what I'm saying? But you ain't finna touch my brother. Yeah. Those type of things cross a different type of line. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So those were things that I would try to avoid as much as possible. But once it came out of his mouth, we here now. Yeah. Big G, shout out to Big G, man, from The Wire. On The Wire, they talked about it, man, like we got to go to war. Even if it's a lie, we got to go to war on that lie because we here now. Now we can internally, and this is not the why, we can internally deal with whether or not you should have done what you've done, whether or not you should have said what you said, whether or not you should have went where you went. We can argue all of that, but the reality is we here now, right? So we got to get on the same page to deal with what we're dealing with. Right. I can't be still arguing with you through this. We can argue about it before, then we need to lock in, handle what we need to handle, and then at the end of it be like, see, nigga, now, we made it through it, but we missed money, we missed this person gone, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, some of these decisions, we can't think about ourselves with some of these decisions because they don't just hurt us, they hurt other people. So that's what real leaders do from the top. Hey man, we off that. We off that. I just got into it with Buddy Saturday. It's Sunday. We off that. Right? If we go back, it's gonna cost everybody too much. If we go back. Yeah.
If you could go back and talk to that young boy at Port Arthur, man, and say, hey man, you about to lead a legendary ass life and I'm about to hit you with the same one, Cory Mo. What would you tell him to be ready for and what to expect along the way? And did that young boy even think that it was going to go down like it did?
I would have... One thing. I would have not smoked weed. Weed is the money I wish I had back. Everything else is cool. Everything else is solid.
You have a couple more cars.
Right? But I look at the money I spent on weed.
Yeah.
I don't regret smoking the weed. I regret the money I spent on weed. I spent a lot of money on weed. I still to this day spend a lot of money on weed. It's one of the few things that really gives me pleasure. But I quit during COVID because I ain't want sick niggas bringing me weed. You know what I'm saying? So
I couldn't believe it.
I quit for like,
actually quit. I couldn't believe it.
I quit for like 8 months. I had no urge or nothing. You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot to that too. I'll tell that story another day.
Okay.
One day I'm gonna have to tell you the story about why I quit smoking weed.
Okay then.
But I went and did an album with this cat Les Ellie Dollar from Houston. He's a talented dude and he was starting to make beats. So I was like, hey man, let's just go to the studio. I know a studio that had a bunch of time booked, but now they ain't got nobody booked because it's COVID and nobody's coming. But it's isolated. The studio is on a pecan farm. Well, 2,000 acre pecan farm on the border. Like literally the border is his wall at the end of his farm. And my partner was going, he was like, it's the largest studio where you can it's the largest studio residence. So you go there and you stay on the property. So I was in my bedroom, they was in their bedroom, everybody was in their separate bedroom, and then we would eat on the farm. The cooks would come in and cook every day. We'd eat dinner together, talk about shit. He would tell a bunch of stories about, because his family has owned that land on the border for 100 years.
My God.
So when people started bringing weed, that became a thing. Before the border was built, people have always wanted to use, because he's on the border of, what is this? It's one of the deadliest towns in Mexico. Juarez. He's on the border of Juarez. So they will tell you on this side, you're fine. There's very little crime. There's no problem. If you go to Juarez, you will die. They tell you that. They tell you just like that. Your car is too new. You do not look. You are going to pull into that town with them Texas plates
and
not be somebody they know, and somebody's going to address you.
See that?
Damn.
Somebody's going to address you. Say, y'all in that black Suburban, y'all look like police.
We ain't got time.
And they know you're not police because you black. So as soon as you get over there, somebody's going to look. You pull over somewhere, somebody's going to follow you. You're going to ride a couple miles, and then you're going to come to a roadblock, and y'all going to pull out that car.
And it's going to get gangster.
And it's going to be a problem for you. Nobody can help you over there. Nobody can help you across that border.
Nobody picking
but
up
the studio was cold, and we went there, and I had not been smoking, and them niggas was smoking weed, and they was like, man, you sure you don't want to smoke? And I really didn't have a good reason to not smoke there. Like, we in the middle of COVID, we don't know what the fuck the world finna do. You know? And this was the first weed I saw that I trusted the dudes with the weed was clean.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I said, fuck it, I've been back ever since. I've been back ever since.
Oh man,
so yeah, the weed money.
Way more Trill, man.
November 7th.
November 7th, and how can they get that thing, man?
They get that thing.
Man,
absolutely. All streaming platforms, Google Music and Apple Music, where music is still sold. Because we need y'all to buy that shit. Like,
y'all gonna hit us with any
CDs and vinyls?
CDs and vinyls.
Yes, absolutely. We were trying to figure out what day we gonna sign the covers.
Ooh.
Because that's the thing. We got to sit there and sign all the the That's like, we're not just gonna put it out there. You know what I'm saying?
We need that.
So yeah,
exactly.
Absolutely.
CDs and everything now. You know, a lot of people don't even have CD players anymore in the cars or whatever. So for most people, it's merchandise. It's nostalgia. It's collectible.
Exactly.
So we don't want to leave people out of the process. I just bought somebody vinyl. I had to buy a record player to play the vinyl. You know what I'm saying? So. You know, we just want to get this music to everyone.
Right there to bring them bad boys back.
It's all part of the packaging. It's all part of the process.
Box to go with the vintage cassette.
Cory, get on that boom box.
Hold up,
man.
Absolutely.
Handle that, Cory.
Country rap tune boom box coming soon.
With a little Beehive TV on the side. Get down with the movement. Beehive Radio, shout it. Bun B, Cory Mo.
Already.
We go.